Hello and welcome back to my channel. So I'm doing some cooking today. I started some of this earlier already. So I'm making a filled pasta that has like a pumpkin and cheese kind of filling, and then a ragu to go on top of it. Earlier today, I made the filling, which consisted of roasting the squash. I think technically this uses some kind of specific pumpkin or squash that is Italian, and I don't know that I've ever even seen it in a store here, so I don't even know if you can get it in the US. If you know, let me know in the comments. But I did look online. It said you could use butternut squash instead, so that's what I got. Well, actually, no, it wasn't that. I think I already threw the sticker away. I'll put on the screen what kind of squash it was. But it was like with the butternut squash, and it was a similar type squash, so hopefully it's good. Roasted that, brushed some olive oil on it, and then after that just scooped it out, which the skin was pretty thin on it and kind of stuck to it a bit. It was a little hard to scrape out, but managed to get that all out. And then I did buy Parmesan that was already grated at the store. It is fresh and like authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, but I did buy some that was already grated, just knowing that this was already going to be a task. I thought, why not make my life a little bit easier by just buying that? I saw it, out with the wedges of Parmigiano Reggiano. So thought that would be a little bit easier. Squash, the cheese, some salt, and nutmeg was all that was in the filling. So I made that a couple hours ago, probably an hour and a half ago, stuck that in the fridge, so that's chilling. It has to be in there for at least an hour, so that's, I guess, good now whenever I'm ready for it. And then I started the ragu as well. So I didn't talk through making that. I made a video like 2 months ago about making lasagna, and I kind of went through the process of making the ragu in a little bit more depth, but I used the exact same recipe today. So I just did a couple kind of quick clips of cutting up the vegetables, getting everything started, putting the wine in, putting some of the broth in, etc. And that is cooking behind me. So that needs another hour and a half now. And the pasta, start to finish, I think is gonna take about 2 hours, because I've gotta make the pasta, then it has to rest for at least 30 minutes. And then I have to roll out the pasta, shape it, put in the filling, all that, and then it has to rest for another 30 minutes before you cook it. So all I have left to do now is the pasta. With the rest time, it is gonna take a bit, but I'm hoping this shouldn't be too complicated. And I don't have a pasta roller this time, as I didn't before, but I think that this will be a little bit easier to work with than what I made last time, because I did try to put spinach puree in it, and that was probably a little advanced for me. So I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna get started making the pasta dough and show you that, and then we'll go from there. So thanks for joining me today, and hopefully this turns out well. The lasagna was amazing. Even though things didn't go perfect, the lasagna was amazing. So if you enjoy this video, definitely check that one out. It's one of my favorites that I've done so far. So yeah, hopefully everything turns out great, and let's get going. Also, I did in my last video too, where I made pasta, I did show a little trip to Italy in Chicago to get this particular flour and a couple other things. I didn't do that this time because I still have flour left from last time. But if you're interested in that, also another reason to check out that video. So that's where I got this. I don't think they have it at my regular grocery store. And I don't really know if it matters. I don't know if this 00 flour is any different than regular flour. I should probably know that and look it up, but something for another time. And then we'll just make a little well here. And then put our eggs in. All right, so it says mix first with a fork, so I'm gonna do that. Not really sure why that matters, but. So it says knead it for 15 minutes until it's smooth and soft, but not sticky. Okay. Oh man, okay. I do remember this being very sticky and all of us struggling with it in I think I should have just done this on the counter because I think I'm just gonna put it out on the counter. I think trying to do it in this bowl is too small and you can still see. And I remember in my class, they said, you know, your hands are supposed to basically be clean at the end and not sticky, and you have to kind of keep rubbing them together like this to get things off. And then as the dough gets smoother, so should your hands. I have no idea what I'm doing. Even though this is not the first time I've made pasta, and I took a class, I still have no idea what I'm doing. And I always think this is gonna be easier than it is. I'm like, yeah, the steps look simple. I'm like, I've done this before. This is gonna be fine. And this seems like, last time I made pasta too, it seemed like a little dry. And it does this time too, and I'm just like, not sure if that's just because I haven't worked it enough. I guess it seems like it's coming together as I work it, so let's see. It's still like 10 more minutes. It says that it needs to be worked, so probably it's gonna be better. We'll see. Also, it says knead it by hand. I'm like, what does that mean? Is that like bread? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Because it is getting more doughy. Like, you can see. Yeah, I think maybe I just didn't work that dough enough last time. I thought it was like, you know, some other things in baking you're not supposed to like overwork, and so I think that's what I was worried about with the dough last time. But it's helpful in this recipe that it says 15 minutes because now I know it still needs a while. Yeah, I mean, I have to say it's helpful when an Italian man named Daniele is over your shoulder. In fact, I think I have a video. I think I have a video of him like rolling out pasta maybe. I'll see if I can find that and put that in here.
Come on. Okay.
He was the best. So actually, I'll link that too. If you're interested in making pasta and you go to Bologna, I loved his class. It was so fun, and he was just like such a character. And it was such a fun day. The food was great, and he was lovely. I will link information about that below too if I can find it. So, shout out to Daniele. Although if he was watching this, he'd probably be ashamed of my technique. I think this is almost there. It's not been 15 minutes, but it's getting pretty good. It's like getting pretty smooth. Okay, well, hopefully this would make Daniele proud. Let it rest for 30 minutes and up to several hours at room temperature. Okay. All right, I'm gonna clean this all up. I'm gonna charge my camera, and I'll be back probably with my hair pulled back. And when I'm back, we'll roll out the pasta, shape it, fill it, and all that. So, most exciting part. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, we're back. I'm gonna flour the work surface now. This has been like 35 minutes. So I think this should be ready to go. So let's get started rolling this out. And then, yeah, rolling it out, cutting it, and then filling it. I mean, it looks pretty good. I will say it's, seems like maybe it needs a little more time to rest just because it's like retracting. I mean, it's looking pretty good. I don't know if that's too much, but yes, I think I might turn off the camera for a few minutes because I think you guys get the gist of this, and then I'll turn it back on when I get to the point of like cutting and shaping it, because yeah, I think you guys get the gist of this, and this is going to be a lot more the same. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, so it's actually in a decent spot, which you'll be able to see here. I looked online, it said you should be able to see your hand through it, and it should be about 1/8 of an inch thick, which is about right. I can Just barely see my hand through it. I don't know, about 1/8 of an inch. It still seems like a little thick to me, to be honest. But I think it's pretty close. And then the bit about rolling it around the rolling pin was because you have to, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see this at all, probably not even in that camera really, but you have to kind of like hang it off the side of the counter. I forgot about this too, but it came back to me. So you roll it over the side of the counter, and I don't know if it's the weight of the gravity on the end of it or what, but you know, it helps kind of, I don't know. Maybe it was just time, maybe it was that, but either way, it is a lot better now. So anyway, now that's in a pretty good spot. So I'm gonna cut these, and the only thing I have to measure is this tape measure. I don't have like a ruler that has centimeters on it. Probably need to work kind of quickly here because this is going to get really dry, I think. So this one is not a perfect shape, but it's going okay. Try to work fast, and after I do a couple of these, okay, you can see actually went all right. So now I gotta work fast. So I'm gonna stop talking, and I might try to, if I can, do a little overhead shot for you, but I need to try and go really fast here before these get really dry, I think. Really fast. I'm gonna try to set up this overhead shot so you can see. The filling smells fantastic. I think some of these I just didn't seal super well. Actually, like, I think that maybe the reason they're not sealed super well though too is because the dough is too thick. I think if you have like thin, because like if I thin out, actually that's working. If I kind of thin out the edges, that seems to be helping. That one was like not sealed at all, which means these would like just totally, you know, fall apart in the water. I think that's all of them. Okay, well, we'll be back in a bit to see how these did. All right, the pasta's cooking, has like 2 minutes left, and just waiting for them to like bob to the top. And then we'll put the sauce on and give it a try. And then you can see I'm cooking about half of them. Like I said, I think I didn't roll out the dough thin enough, so I think that's why I have about half the filling left, and this is supposed to make 4, and I feel like it only made enough for 2. So I have more filling. I might try to make more pasta another time. We'll see how these go. So I'm hopeful. All right, moment of truth, a minute left. Let's see if they start bobbing to the top. See. Honestly, they held up really well. I think they're okay. I'm kind of surprised. And then I'm going to put a little cheese on top. All there is left to do is try it. Oh, actually, that probably needs to cool for a sec anyway. So before these get too dry, I'm actually going to put these away. And I'm just going to throw them in a container and hopefully they're all right. Now all there is left to do is try. So I did forget to salt the sauce again. I did that last time too. But you put broth in it while it's cooking, so that does give it some salt. So it's fine. It probably could use a little more salt, but it's all right. The pasta itself is a really good texture, and it's like cooked well. It's not too soggy. And even though it's kind of thick, I mean, I'm not, you know, an expert chef, but I don't really like notice that it's necessarily too thick. I didn't really get any of the filling though, I don't think. So let me, okay, there we go. That piece has it. You can, I don't know how well you can see that. It's really good. The lasagna I made was better, but this was good and it was easier. It wasn't as like stressful. So honestly, this is great. I've got more filling too, so I'll probably eat the rest of this tomorrow and then I can make some more fresh pasta later in the week and try to use the rest of the filling. So yeah, I would definitely do this again. I will link the recipe below. If you make it, let me know. Like I said, the lasagna was a little more of like a wow, but this is still great. So yeah, definitely recommend. And I'm gonna go eat this now. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here and I will see you soon.